Okay, so you're curious about this Atlantis the Royal in Dubai, huh?
Hmm.
Yeah, it's definitely been making a splash, that's for sure. Everyone's calling it like the ultimate luxury destination.
Yeah.
But you want to know, like, is it really worth all the hype?
Hmm.
Is it just hype?
Yeah.
And you've sent in a ton of reviews, articles, even some like insider info, it seems like. So
Yeah, let's dive in.
let's dive in. Let's see what we can uncover about this place.
What really strikes me right off the bat is how much this hotel really embodies Dubai's ambition,
Yeah.
to just constantly one-up itself. Like, this isn't just a hotel. This is like a $1.4 billion statement
Oh,
of
absolutely.
extravagance.
And it seems like it's working. This place opened just this year, but like I'm seeing unforgettable everywhere.
Hmm.
Like Angela from the UK, she specifically mentioned the view from her palmscape room.
Oh, wow.
Waking up to like fountain shows every morning.
Yeah.
I mean, that's got to be something.
That's got to be something else. And it's interesting how they're kind of weaving together these grand spectacles
Yeah.
with these smaller, more personalized touches.
Yeah.
Like, a lot of the reviews mention surprise treats,
Yeah.
or like really attentive staff.
Yeah.
It's like they're trying to cater to different ideas of what luxury actually means.
Right, because it means something different to everyone, right?
Exactly.
And speaking of different levels of luxury, you sent over a review from Daniel in Australia, and he was raving about this Royal Club Lounge.
Yeah. Yeah.
Called it a total game changer.
And that's a perfect example of how this place, they're creating an experience.
Yeah.
It's not just a place to stay.
Right.
It's the lounge, it's the perks, it's the like exclusivity within the hotel. It's all part of it. It's all part of this whole package.
Which really makes you think about the whole, like, is it worth it question? Because
Mhm.
it's not just about the room anymore, is it?
Yeah.
It's like you're buying into a whole level of experience, a certain level of experience.
Absolutely.
Which leads us to something interesting we found, kind of a contradiction.
Okay.
While, yeah, like most of these reviews are overwhelmingly positive,
Hmm.
there's this like recurring thing about this Cloud 22, their big sky pool.
Oh, okay.
Some guests said the atmosphere was, well, I mean, let's just say not as refined as they were maybe expecting.
Yeah, this Club 22 situation is interesting.
Yeah.
It seems like it's like highlighting this challenge of perception, especially in a place like Dubai, right? That thrives on image.
Totally. It's
Yeah.
like they're trying to attract everyone, like give them a taste of the good life, but also keep that exclusive aura for the ultra wealthy.
Yeah.
Can you even do both?
It's a gamble, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Some people call it this, like masclusivity strategy.
Mm-hmm.
But it's a tightrope walk, right? Trying to appeal to everyone
Yeah.
while still remaining like special to a
Mm.
select few.
Yeah,
It's a tough balance to strike.
for sure.
Yeah.
And it seems like this whole like perception versus reality thing,
Yeah.
it plays out in other ways too. Like they're pushing their eco-friendly efforts,
Right, right.
which feels kind of at odds with this like inherent extravagance of Dubai, don't you think?
Exactly. Exactly. It's like they're trying to soften the edges
Yeah.
of opulence, maybe, appeal to a more, I don't know, conscientious kind of luxury traveler.
Right.
But how successful they are, well, that's debatable.
Yeah, we'll see. So they're trying to walk this fine line, huh?
Yeah.
Accessibility, exclusivity.
That's that point.
It is. But okay, let's talk numbers. What are we really looking at here, price-wise?
Right.
You mentioned Daniel, right? And how much he loved that Royal Club access.
Yeah, he did.
That can't be cheap.
Well, it does come at a premium for sure, but it seems like Atlantis the Royal, they're pretty clever about how they structure their pricing tiers.
Yeah.
They get it.
Yeah.
It's not just about the cost. It's about like what experience you're getting at each level, right?
Right.
Like take their entry-level rooms, the ocean rooms. Those start at $950 a night.
Okay.
Still a pretty penny. But even those rooms, they're decked out.
Yeah.
Marble, high-end, everything. Plus, you get those incredible views everyone keeps talking about.
So even the quote-unquote basic experience is still, pretty
Right.
top-notch.
It's anything but basic, that's for sure.
Okay, so then what? What's the next level up?
Well, then you've got things like the Sky Terrace suites.
Okay.
Those are going for like an average of $3,300 a night.
Okay, so a considerable jump.
You're paying for the space, private outdoor space, those panoramic views. Then there's the Royal Club rooms. Those start around $1,500. That's where you get Daniel's beloved lounge access.
Yes.
Unlimited drinks, gourmet snacks all day long. He made it sound like, I don't know, a resort within a resort.
Right, right, like a whole other world.
Exactly.
Okay, but speaking of a whole other world, can we address,
Oh boy, yeah.
the elephant in the room? Or should I say the dolphin? 90 swimming pools.
That's a lot of pools.
It's a lot. Who needs that many pools?
Well, it does seem a bit excessive, doesn't it?
It really does.
But again, it's about catering to all these different types of guests they're trying to attract, right?
Right.
Families with kids, they're going to have way different needs than like a couple on a romantic getaway.
Totally.
And then you've got your ultra wealthy folks who just want like total seclusion.
Right. 90 pools, as crazy as it sounds, it lets them create all these different experiences.
So it's less about like meeting 90 pools and more about creating that feeling of like endless choice.
Exactly. Abundance.
Yeah.
Like there's something for everyone, even if it's a choice, most of us can only dream about.
Oh, absolutely. And let's not forget the celebrity factor.
Oh, right.
I mean, Beyonce's been there, the Beckhams,
Well,
Kim K.
it's a who's who.
It really is. So whether that matters to you or not, it definitely adds to the whole image, right?
Oh, yeah, for sure. It's that aspirational thing. Seeing those names, it reinforces the image of luxury exclusivity.
Totally, totally. But at the end of the day, it comes down to, what you're looking for.
Absolutely.
What one person thinks is amazing, someone else might not care about at all. That's so true. And that's what makes this place so interesting to unpack.
Right.
It makes you really think about what actually makes an experience valuable. Is it just the price? Or is it something more?
Right. It's about those details, the atmosphere, the whole vibe.
Exactly.
Okay, so speaking of details, you found some info about what's around Atlantis the Royal, right?
I did.
Do those surrounding attractions, do they add to the experience? Or is the hotel really trying to be like its own little world?
Right.
Yeah, so like what's outside those fancy hotel walls?
Mm-hmm.
You found info about some nearby attractions, right?
I did, yeah.
Like the Pointa with
Yeah.
that huge fountain show.
Right.
And what was it, the Aquaventure Water Park? The Lost Chambers Aquarium?
Yeah, all that.
Those sound pretty cool, I gotta admit. So, do those actually make the whole Atlantis Royal thing better? Or is the whole point that the hotel's like its own separate thing?
That's a good question, right?
Yeah.
Especially for the type of traveler who's drawn to this, like, ultra luxury,
Yeah.
They'll probably expect the best of the best everywhere they go.
Mhm.
And here's the thing. Those attractions,
Yeah.
as cool as they sound,
Mm-hmm.
they're not just for Atlantis, the royal guests.
Oh, interesting.
They're shared with Atlantis, the Palm,
Oh, the other
its
Atlantis.
sister property.
So even if you're paying for like the most exclusive experience inside the Royal, you could end up like
Right.
on a water slide next to someone who's,
Okay.
staying at the regular Atlantis.
Exactly. Doesn't quite scream exclusive, does it?
Not really, no. I wonder how that affects the whole vibe, especially for those people who really, really want to be away from the crowds.
I mean, it definitely complicates things, right? Like,
Yeah.
it just shows how hard it is to actually be exclusive, even in a place that's all about being fancy and expensive.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Makes you think. So, like, after all this, are you happy just having those perfect moments inside the hotel?
Yeah.
Or are you the type who wants that feeling to, like, continue when you go outside those walls?
Right, right.
Yeah.
It makes you wonder.
So it seems like Atlantis the Royal, it's giving travelers some interesting choices.
Right? A unique set of choices, yeah.
We've talked about the amazing rooms, the pricing, all those pools.
Don't forget the celebrities.
Right. All the famous people hanging out. And now it's like, even if you can afford it, you got to decide how important that whole exclusivity thing really is.
Mm-hmm.
So after this deep dive, after looking into all this, is Atlantis the Royal actually worth it? What do you think?
Well, that's the million-dollar question, isn't it? And honestly,
Yeah.
I think it depends
On what?
on you.
Okay.
Like, what kind of luxury traveler are you? Some people, they love knowing they've got the absolute best of everything.
Right.
Like, right there, easy to get to.
Yeah.
Even if it means sharing it with other people.
Yeah.
But then you've got those who, like you were saying, they see that and it's like a turn off.
It ruins the magic a little.
Exactly. It's not special anymore.
Right.
So Atlantis the Royal, it's definitely a glimpse into a certain kind of luxury. Or one that's both, like, reachable,
Yeah.
but still something to dream about,
Mhm.
But if that specific mix is worth the price, that's up to you to decide.
I like it. It's a choose your own adventure kind of thing.
Exactly.
Well, there you have it, listeners. Another deep dive in the books.